Hi, I'm Tracy Mitchell. I'm one of the RHS counselors. Today we're going to start the process of choosing your classes for the 21-22 school year. Usually we would do a grade level meeting in the lecture hall, but this year we're unable to do that because of coronavirus. So instead we're going to show you a presentation and then we'll meet with you individually to finalize your course request.
Sophomores, today we're going to start the process for picking classes for the 11th grade. Something new that we're doing this year is we have a Google Classroom devoted just to course registration. So the code is posted here. It is CSC437K. We're going to ask that you join this Google Classroom. You'll use it again next year. And this is going to be the portal for everything to do with registration. We also want you to use the 21-22 course catalog in helping you make your course selections. It's online and you can link to it here or you can search for it and find it, but it's got a description of every course that's taught in the Rogers Public School System for secondary students and tons of good information there. If you are struggling to find a particular course, if you know the name of it, if you'll go to the back of the book on page 102, there is an alphabetical index. So if you want to learn about sociology, then go through the index until you get to the S's, find sociology, and it will tell you exactly what page number. That'll help you find those courses quickly and keep you from feeling like you have to read the whole book cover to cover. So in review of graduation requirements, you guys know that you have to have 24 credits to graduate and they have to be in specific categories. So 4 English, 4 math, 3 science, 3 social studies, 1 credit of PE, a half credit of health, half credit of fine art, half credit of an oral communication course, half credit of a career and technology education course, and 7 electives, and you add all that up, it will add to 24. What you don't see in there is 2 years of world language. That is not required for graduation, but it is required if you want to be an honor grad. And a lot of colleges prefer to see foreign language. And we also offer the biliteracy seal that RHS students can get on their diploma if you demonstrate that you're fluent in English and another language. So at RHS, we do not retain students. So what that means is that if you don't have enough credits to be classified as a junior next year, you're still going to be classified as a junior. So you are promoted according to the year you started high school. So because it will be your 3rd year next year, then you'll be classified as a junior. However, that may not mean that you're on track to graduate. So to be on track, you need to be passing your classes and doing credit recovery if you have failed something. You need to be not taking too many local credit or non-credit courses. And at the end of 10th grade, you need to be at 11 credits to be considered on track. If you're at less than 11 credits, that means that you've got some credit recovery and catching up to do. If you want to be an honor grad, you have to do several things. The first is that you have to graduate SMART Core. That requires a math higher than Algebra 2, and also in your sciences, it requires physical science, biology, and chemistry or physics. There's 3 different levels for honors. You can graduate with honors, with high honors, or with distinguished honors. And to graduate with honors at all, you have to have a minimum GPA of 3.3, and you have to have 2 years of the same world language. You also have to have at least 2 AP courses. So a 3.3 and 2 AP courses will get you honors. A 3.75 with 4 AP courses will get you high honors, and a 4.0 with 5 AP courses will get you distinguished honors. So we're going to actually start looking at your forms for course selection, and you guys will have 2 pink forms. You should have a bright form. The hot pink form is your information sheet that has a lot of the information from this presentation on it. The light pink sheet is your course selection worksheet. So we want you to go ahead, put your name and ID number on it now. Please write neatly so that we can read it, and if you're going to write in pencil, you need to write dark enough that we can see it. We need you to clearly mark your choices on your sheet. We ask that you do not use a highlighter. You're going to get your teacher recs directly on this form, so have your teacher's initial in the box beside the course that they're recommending you for. We want you to list your 7 choices in the middle column marked course request. We need you to list your 4 alternates in the alternate choices. And if you're applying for NWTI, which we'll talk about in a little bit, please mark that on your form. If you're trying out for something, list it and tell us what to swap out if you are accepted into that program, or if you try out and make something, then we'll swap it for you. Sign your form, have a parent sign it, and turn it in on time. All right, here's a to-do list with lots of information on it. First, get those teacher recs. They are required for all advanced courses, and they help us in placing you in the correct course. Have your teachers sign the form. They just initial it in the box. Don't get your feelings hurt about your teacher recs. Remember that they're evaluating you on how you've performed in their class for the entire school year. If you are recommended for an advanced class and you don't want to take it, maybe you feel like your workload for the next year is going to be too tough, let us know. If you tell us, we will not make you take that advanced course. Please don't make random picks. We want you to choose your courses and your alternates wisely. Your alternates get used as well, and so only put things on here that you're interested in and that you'll enjoy taking. Remember that you're making a year-long commitment when you choose your courses, and also do not make your counselor choose your classes for you. Please fill out a form and turn it in on time. So lots of things to consider junior year as you're choosing your classes. What do you need to graduate? Should you take any advanced classes? How hard are you willing to work next year? What do you need to do to complete goals, for example, honor grad or earning the AP Capstone Diploma? If you're an RHA, you have to make sure that you take at least 3 pre-AP or AP classes. Pre-calculus does count as one of those. You need to consider, do you have classes to retake? Maybe you've dropped something or failed a class and you've got to retake it next year. Consider how busy you'll be outside of school, whether you have a job or involved in lots of school activities. That can take up a lot of time, so don't overload yourself there. What can you take to help you prepare for college or future career? How motivated are you going to feel? And what are you good at? And juniors, you all have to pick 7 credit-bearing classes unless you're pre-approved for work-based learning. So some of you may have failed a class along the way. If you have failed a class or lost credit and earned an NC in a course before, you do have to retake it if it's a core course. So anything as far as like your English, math, science, social studies, any class like that is going to have to be rescheduled. If it won't fit on your schedule, or if you sometimes when you failed too many classes and they can't all fit back on your schedule, your counselor may sign you up for credit recovery through OdysseyWare. OdysseyWare is not a very easy option, so we kind of use it sparingly, and when there's room, we typically will reschedule you back into the class. And then summer school may be an option, but we don't know what that would look like at this point. It's a little too early. In 11th grade, you've got advanced course options just like you did in the 10th grade. You've got pre-AP and AP. Pre-AP courses are not college level courses, but they are accelerated, designed to help you prepare for those advanced AP courses. And then AP courses are college level courses, and you can get credit if you pass an exam, typically with a 3 or higher. Some schools will require a 4 or higher before they'll give you credit. And they are worth 5 points in GPA calculations, so they can actually help you improve your GPA if you do well. We do offer concurrent credit courses, but typically we only have seats for seniors in those classes or juniors who are graduating a year early. The AP Capstone Diploma is an advanced diploma that you can earn. It's nationally recognized, and to do that, you have to pass a series of 6 AP exams. So you have to take a course, and you start that in your 11th grade year, called AP Seminar. You take that as a junior, and then you take AP Research as a senior, and then you have to take 4 other AP courses as well, and those could be in any subject that you want. Could be your AP Human Geography in 9th grade, your AP World History in 10th, and 2 other AP courses. Any combination for the other 4. You do have to pass all 6 exams with a 3 or higher, and then you write a research project that you work on in that senior year AP research course. And if you do all those things, then you can graduate with the AP Capstone Diploma, and that will set you apart and show that you have taken a very rigorous course load while you're in high school. So we do want you to research your classes and not make those random choices. So please read through the course catalog, talk to current teachers, and ask students who are specifically in courses. They'll give you the detailed information like how much homework is there from day to day, or what do you actually do day to day in the class. We want you to use the materials in the course registration Google Classroom, and also refer to Naviance. You've got your student success plan and career assessments in there that can help you in choosing courses. If you're not familiar with Naviance, we know some of you haven't really gotten in there yet. We've included your login information, how to log in, and there's a link right here on this page to Clever, which is where you guys log into your Naviance accounts. What I would focus on looking at right now that will help you with choosing classes is if you have time, you might want to do the Strength Explorer and you might want to do the Career Cluster Finder and the Career Interest Profiler. Those things will point you towards specific career interest and can help you decide what you might want to take. So on your sheet, you'll see in the middle, there's a spot to write your 4 core classes in: English, Math, Science, and Social Studies. And for English, you guys have 2 options. You can take either English 3 or you can take AP English Language and Composition. There are also a couple of classes that a teacher might recommend you for besides those 2. But 90% of you guys will be taking one of those 2 courses. For math, it's the next course in sequence. And depending on what math you're in, like if you're in Algebra 2 right now, then you've got several options that you can choose from, and you'll talk to your teacher and get recommendations for those. If you're in geometry right now, then your next math would be either Algebra 2 or there's a new course called Technical Math. For science, those are also in sequence, so get your teacher recommendations for science. And then for social studies, this can be a little bit confusing. To graduate, you need a half civics credit and a half economics credit. So you have the option to either take civics and economics, and you take one of them each semester, or you can take AP Government, which is a full year course, and economics. If you take AP Government, the first semester will count towards your civics credit, the second semester will count as an elective. Double check that you've taken Health PE, Fine Art, Oral Comm, Career Tech, and lots of electives. We recommend that you don't save these for your senior year, just because senior year, there's going to be probably more interesting things that you want to do. And most seniors that save these things and they have to take them in the 12th grade are not very happy that they waited. They kind of wish they'd taken them earlier. Make sure that you are aware if you're wanting to do something, if it requires a tryout or an application. Don't put those things on your list. We're going to have you choose 7 classes, indicate what you want to try out for, and what we would add if you make that, if you're successful. If you're in a sport, you can sign up for the same sport, but not a different one. Be mindful of prerequisites as you're going through and looking at courses. Make sure you've had the prerequisites for that course. Be sure that you choose 7 credit-bearing classes and 4 alternates. And again, alternates do get used. Do not choose study hall or TA. This year we couldn't have any TAs, and it will probably be the same next year. Study hall we have to keep very, very tiny. So it's very rare that we're going to put a junior in a non-credit class. So make sure you choose 7 credit-bearing classes. This is just to remind you of what things that you have to try out for. Any kind of new sport you have to try out for, and some sports actually require that you try out every year. Cheer and Palm, you have to try out every year. Yearbook and newspaper, for the first year, you have to apply and be accepted. After that, your teacher has to sign off on your form that you can continue. For show choir and some of the advanced choirs, you have to audition, and we'll get a list of who to place into which choir. For library media aid, you have to apply. Work-based learning, which is the internship course, you do have to apply for that and be accepted. And then any of the advanced college level programs, you have to apply, have qualifying test scores, and be accepted into those programs. So we're fortunate to be able to offer a variety of trade programs through the SCC. That stands for the Secondary Career Center, and that includes both NWTI and NWAC. And here's the list of programs. You do have to have a 2.0 for all of them and required test scores for most of them. You apply by clicking on the red button at the bottom where it says application, and you have to do it by March 1st. But they've got this huge variety of trade school programs, anything from automotive and diesel technology to medical programs like CNA and EMR and EMT. We've got criminal justice, culinary arts, welding, all kinds of things. So if you're interested in those programs, check with your counselor. You do have to be able to be off campus for about 4 periods a day. Some of the programs are better for you to take as a senior because as a junior, sometimes you still need health and PE and things like that. But talk to your counselor and we can help you figure out if you should apply for your junior or your senior year. We have several new classes this year. One that might be of interest to you is called Technical Math for College and Career, and that's a full credit math class, and that can be taken as a 3rd or a 4th math. On that one, you're going to want to talk to your teachers, and you might end up recommended for that course by your math teacher. Capstone is new. It's for seniors only. Foundation of Teaching, that is for everybody. And so if you're someone who's interested in a career in education, this is an excellent elective that you can take. It also will help you get that career in technology education half credit that you need for graduation. Fashion and interior design is new, and there is an advanced course. So you could take fashion and interior in 11th grade and then take advanced fashion and interior in the 12th grade if you are interested in that. That will also meet your CT requirement, or it will count as an elective. And then another new one that doesn't have any prerequisites is Foundations of Sports Medicine. And it's the same. It can count as your CT credit, or you can take it as an elective if you've already had a CT course. Other things that you might want to do your junior year, one of those is work-based learning. And that's typically what you just hear everyone call the work program. And everyone wants to do it because you can get out of school early. There is a class tied to it. So you take an internship class, you take that all year long, and you get 2 credits for the internship class and your work outside of school. You do have to have a job by the 10th day of school. Your job has to meet certain standards. You have to apply and be accepted. And that class will fill up. Seniors do tend to get priority, but we usually have a few juniors that are able to do that as well. Another opportunity is that you can have a chance to earn an associate's degree from NWAC through what we call the AA program. That's the associate's program. And for those classes, you take 2 classes at RHS, and then the rest of the day you are at NWAC as a full-time college student. You do have to have qualifying test scores and a 3.0 GPA. We will have probably a Zoom parent meeting this year. We usually have an in-person meeting that your parents come to, but like everything else this year, it will probably be a virtual meeting. I've already mentioned some of these scheduling dues. We want you to pick 7 classes, 4 alternates, get your teacher recs, choose wisely, do your research, and turn your form in on time. I want to mention some of the don'ts. Please don't make your counselor pick all your classes for you. We will, but we don't like it. Don't pick classes just because your friend is. Don't leave your alternates blank. Don't turn your form in late. Don't miss important deadlines, and don't sign up for more than you can handle. Some important dates that you might want to remember. February 23rd is a remote day for you guys. That's when the juniors will be taking their ACT test. March 1st is when those SCC applications are due. March 2nd through 4th, those are the days that you'll come through your English class and you'll sit down and have your individual meeting with your counselor. March 4th is your last day to turn in course requests. March 5th is a remote Friday. And then March 31st, that's the deadline to make changes to your course request. After March 31st, we will make schedule corrections, but not changes. We have a lot of kids out of the building this year for all kinds of reasons. If you're on a remote permit, then you may be out of the building full time. We have all the kids at RVL who are either full time or hybrid, and then I know some of you guys are quarantined, or hopefully you don't have COVID, but you're home because of COVID. So the main thing I want to tell you here is that you need to watch your RPS 30. Your counselor will be emailing you about how to choose your classes. Please go ahead and as soon as you see this presentation, please go ahead and start working on your course selection worksheet and try to get those in by the deadline. If you're in the AA program, you can email us the name of the 2 classes that you want to take. If you are on a remote permit or you are a hybrid student, we ask you to attend your English class in person on the scheduled day so that we can meet with you in person. If not, we will work on doing it through email. We will be able to do some Zooms, but time-wise, we're probably not going to be able to Zoom with every person that is not physically in the classroom. Final notes, make sure that you've got your teacher recs, 7 classes and 4 alternates. Be aware of the credits that you already have and those you still need. Sign your name and try to get a parent signature on your form. We will accept forms without, but try to get one. Then you'll have your individual meeting with your counselor, and that's through your English classes. We will finalize course selections by March 31st, and after that it will be corrections and not changes. And then for anyone that we've not heard from by your deadline, y'all's deadline is March 4th. After that, we have to create a schedule for you. We know that you guys will have a lot of questions after the presentation. Hopefully you all are on our Remind and you already know how to email us, but if not, here's that information. And this is our main way of communicating with you, so please join if you haven't already. And we look forward to meeting with you guys during your individual meetings.